I want to get your opinion more broadly on crypto just at large, because as we mentioned at the top of this, the sentiment has changed quickly. It does seem like Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market are moving up on the hopes that there will be a Bitcoin ETF approval, at least in the United States, over the next handful of months. We're waiting and seeing if that will actually be the case, or if we're, going to get that pushed back down for the next year or so as well. We'll see about that. But what are your takes on the market more broadly? Are we back in a bull market? Is this something that you don't even want to speculate? What are your thoughts?
I think in general, not just looking at the price action, the sentiment is very good.
Hmm.
Uh, New builders, new venture capitals going in, new opportunities for regulation towards cryptos, like the approval of the ETF. So things are moving, and are moving on a very different way than the previous cycles, right? I also very much believe that in the next cycle, for example, let's say who is approaching now to crypto and may heard about airdrops and is going to try all of these DeFi apps that are on different ecosystem to get a chance to have an airdrop. It's finding an ecosystem of tools. Like let's imagine in the previous round, we didn't have so much built around, and we didn't have we didn't have this ease of use. Now it's much better. So I believe that the narrative is very different, because who is approaching now crypto will understand kind of in an easier way how powerful it is. I can use a lending protocol on DeFi and no one can tell me no, right? Like I can go on Fox Finance, well, wow, in this platform there is gold and silver even, right? It's not the same as before. I hope that is going to be a growth that is not going to be too sharp, that's too fast, because I'm not a supporter of sharp growth, because those are risky. And in most of the case, when this happen, the FOMO creates a lot of opportunity for scammers. So indeed, the growth that goes smoother, it makes more time to do education, to build serious things. Like one thing that I don't like about bull runs, and even now, like it is already creating a bit of FOMO towards builder. We need to do the token, we need to launch because there is everybody's looking for airdrops. Yes, this is already happening. I never liked this sentiment because it brings to mistakes. I believe that also Terra Luna was the greatest example of that. So what can you do? It's the market. It's like you have to get it for what it is. But it's one of my wish, compared to the previous one, to have things more built in a reliable way.
Yeah, it's more sustainable that way. And it's interesting you say that, because it seems like there's a double-edged sword of the market regardless of the way it's going. So if we're in a bear market, of course, the double edges of that sword would be prices are going down, projects are losing runway, because especially if they have any bit of their treasury in cryptocurrencies that are losing their value, so their runway is going shorter, there's less investment, so it's harder to get investment into your projects. But there's also less of a rush to get these projects out there and get this next innovation out there, so you can, as you mentioned, you can take your time, you can make sure you can perfect it. Where in the bull market, although things increase, like the price, your runway might increase, there might be more appeal for investment from VCs, but there's that mindset of there's a rushed mentality because everyone wants to get their project out there. Then people aren't double and triple checking their things. They're putting out subpar projects and innovations because the market is demanding it and they feel rushed and pressured. So it's actually really interesting you say that. I never really put into consideration the double-edged sword of the market.
But I think, for example, Fox is it's perfectly fit to describe that, right? During these years of bear market, we never stopped building, right? Like we focused so much on the product that you see, like there is few days of good spikes in the price, and it's Fox TVL is growing very quickly, right? Like we have been preparing for that, right? It's not that we're born in a bull market and everything went smoothly since then. If you are able to survive the bear market, even like I think Fox was growing constantly in the bear market. If we think about the amount of algo in deposited, then it demonstrates the reliability of a protocol. So in an ideal scenario, like I think like the bear markets are useful in order to, let's say, clean the dust,
Yeah.
to not have things that are not useful, that are dangerous. And in the bull market would be for me more, let's say, the time that those projects can collect the results of their harvesting, let's say, with the new users going in. Also, imagine like if a new user comes in and finds something like Folks, where you have the academy, you have good documentation, you have a lot of material, you have a team that is always ready to answer. If it comes there, and that's the first thing, let's say, during the bull market, and that's the first impression of DeFi, maybe it's not going to even to go to centralized exchanges, right? He may stay there. But indeed, if you go in a project without doing a name, and we have seen in the past even on Algorand, where the documentation is copy and paste of another protocol, the team is not reliable, not answering, then people can get hurt and they will never go back to DeFi, and crypto might be the same, right? So that's for me how the philosophy of this industry should be.
You just watched a clip from my conversation with Benedetto Biondi, the CEO of Folks Finance. If you enjoyed this clip, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. And then check out the video description down below for a link to the entire episode. You definitely don't want to miss it. We talk about a whole lot of crypto news, including what Folks Finance has in store, way more than just this clip covers, so be sure to check out the video description for a link to that, as well as a link to my Substack, where you can get weekly crypto news and weekly Algorand news for free, as well as a weekly lesson plan on how you can traverse the crypto markets with a technical analysis overview. Lesson 1 is up already, where we teach you everything you need to know on how to read the candlestick charts. This is for a fee, so definitely check that out. The news is for free, so check out the Substack. You'll enjoy all the content there. Find us on Rumble as well, links in the description. And my friends, hopefully we will catch you in the next episode. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen,